Good morning, kiddos. Today we are going to be talking about day 2 of 1.5 or 1.5b. This is measuring and classifying angles. Today we are going to be using this tool. This is called a protractor. Okay, so as you can see, the protractor, it has an outer ring and an inner ring. Okay, and the first thing I want you to notice is that the inner ring starts over here and counts up as we go around the protractor. But the outer ring starts over here and counts up as we go around the protractor. This is to see what the angle is no matter what side the bottom ray is. Okay, so we are going to measure some angles. Okay, so when we measure angles, we are going to use the word degrees. Okay, so that's what the protractor finds. It finds the degree of the angle. Okay, so these numbers stand for degrees. Okay, so let's draw an angle here. Remember, an angle is two rays at a vertex. Okay, so what we are going to do is on the protractor, there is a small dot way down here. We are going to put that dot on the vertex. Okay? Since the bottom ray is on the right side, we are going to use the inner ring because it's going to count up from the bottom ray. Okay? So if we look, it looks like it is pointing between 55 and 60 degrees. So I'm just going to take a guess and say it's at 57 degrees. Okay? So that's what this little symbol means. It's degrees. Let's put some points on here so we can go ahead and name it. Let's do M, a B, and a C. Okay? So remember that our episode from yesterday, we put our finger on the vertex and we pick one of the sides. Okay, so I'm going to say, this is an angle, so we put our little symbol. I'm going to pick M first, then our vertex, that goes in the middle, and then the letter we haven't used yet, C. When we're talking about the measure of an angle, we just put a little M in front of it, standing for measure. So the measure of angle MBC is equal to 57 degrees. All right, let's do some more examples. So let's do an angle that looks like this. Okay, same thing. We're going to put our pencil through the point and put that on the vertex. Okay, we're lining up the bottom ray at the bottom here. And since our bottom ray is on the left side this time, we're going to use the outer ring to find the angle measure. So this right here, it looks like it's pointing at exactly 133. Okay, so I'm going to write that this is 133 degrees. Okay, let's do some more. Let's have one, looks like this. Okay, again, use this point right here and put it on the vertex. Line your bottom ray up with this line on the bottom. And since we are starting on the left, we're going to use the outer ring to count up. Okay, so we're going to count up, and it looks like this is hitting like 145 or 45 or 46. So I'm going to say 46. So this is 46 degrees. Let's do another one. Let's say we have, say we have this. Okay, we're going to put our point on the vertex, line up this line down here with our bottom ray. Since this is on the right side, we are going to use the inner circle to count up as we go around. And it looks like this is at 122. Okay, so this is 122 degrees. If an angle is between 0 to 90, or 89, 0 to 89, then it is called an acute angle. And I'll do an example too. This is called an acute angle when the degrees are less than 90 degrees. Okay, so anything less than 90 degrees is an acute angle. An example of acute angle is this. Or this. And we can use our protractor to find out these angles. So if I put the vertex in this little hole, and since our bottom ray is on the right, we are going to use the inner ring to count up. This is around like 45 to 50 degrees, which is less than 90, so it's an acute angle. Same thing over here. Since our bottom ray is on the left, we're going to use the outer ring to count, and it looks like this is about maybe 15. And 15 degrees is less than 90 degrees, so both of these are acute angles. Okay? The next one is called a right angle. And a right angle is at the degrees are exactly 90. Okay? So I will put bottom right here and here. Okay. So a 90-degree angle is pointed at exactly 90 at this exact top from one of the bottom. Okay, so since this is 90 degrees, this is a right angle, and we can notate right angles with this little box in the bottom corner. Okay? The next is an obtuse angle. Okay? An obtuse angle, its degrees are anything more than 90 degrees. Okay, so let's do some examples of an obtuse angle. So this would be an obtuse angle. Or this would be an obtuse angle. And we can check those with the protractor. Put the vertex in the little hole down here, line up the line with the bottom ray. And since it is on the bottom ray is on the left side, we are going to use the outer ring to count up. And this lands around 140. Okay, so that's bigger than 90. That's an obtuse angle. Same thing over here. Line it up, vertex in the hole. And since it is on the right, the bottom ray is on the right, we are going to use the inner ring to count up. And this will give us around 120, which is greater than 90. So that is an obtuse angle. The last type is called of angle is called a straight angle. And a straight angle is exactly 180 degrees. Okay? So I'll show you what a straight angle looks like. I'll put my vertex in here, put the vertex in the hole, and we can pick which side we want to do. I'll pick that the bottom ray is on the right side, so we count up this way, and it goes all the way down to 180 degrees. Okay, so it's just a straight line. All right, so let's do an example where we measure it and then we classify it by its type. Okay, so let's draw this. Okay, so first we have to measure it. So put your vertex in the little hole, line up the bottom ray with this line down here. Since it is on the left, we're going to use the outer ring to count it. And this lands around, I would say 48 degrees. It's between 45 and 50. I'm going to say 48. Okay, so this is 48 degrees. Let's look back up at our terms. It's not a straight angle because it wasn't exactly 180 degrees. 48 is not greater than 90, so it's not an obtuse angle. It's not exactly 90 degrees, so it's not a right angle, but 48 is less than 90, making this down here an acute angle. So we're just going to label it acute angle. Okay, let's do another one of those. Okay, first thing, let's put the vertex in the hole. And next we have to line up one of our rays onto this bottom line. So I'm going to rotate the protractor like this. So our bottom ray is now on the line. Since it is on the right, we are going to use the inner ring to count it. And this lands around 102. So I'm going to say that this is 102 degrees. So let's look at our terms to classify it. It is not exactly a 180, so it's not a straight angle. It is not exactly 90, and 102 is greater than 90, so that makes this an obtuse angle. So we're going to classify it and just say that this is an obtuse angle. Okay.